tag you. And we are live here from Shoreland Lutheran High School for round 2 of 2 between a couple of Metro Classic opponents. Welcome to another Zaleski Sports High School production. The postseason is very near. This is the regular season finale between the 15-8 and 5-8 Metro Classic Conference play Shoreland Lutheran Pacers and the 14-9 and 6-7 in Metro Classic play Kenosha St. Joseph Lancers. Corey Sparks here with you on the stream for play-by-play today alongside my amazing producer on audio and video who's been doing his fair share of troubleshooting, which I appreciate a ton of. That is Joey Andrus. We are a handful of minutes out from tip-off. The JV contest got done at like 6:18, so everyone here had time to go out, get some hot and cold food and drinks at the concession stands. Both varsity sides are getting the full gauntlet of warm-ups in, as these two teams are facing off for the second time in just the last month. A little over a month ago at St. Joe's Place across Kenosha here, St. Joe's took it 61-48. These are crosstown rivals who, at this point in the season, already know their seeding, they know their matchup, they know their place in their respective ends of the playoff bracket. And here's where it gets real interesting. Regardless of what happens today, if Shoreland Lutheran beats Milwaukee Washington on Tuesday and St. Joe's beats Cristo Rey Jesuit on Tuesday, these two teams run it back. So a lot is at stake here in terms of pride. It's been a handful of tries since the Pacers have taken down the Lancers, but these two teams very well may play each other 3 times in about 6 weeks or 2 times in about a week. No love lost. It's a healthy rivalry. Kyle Clark's squad gliding in, trying to snap a back-to-back game skid against a couple of tough opponents in Milwaukee Juno and Racine St. Cat's. The team failing to reach the 50 mark in both of those, and Shoreland Lutheran aiming to keep the train rolling, and they love to bookend their season with wins after beating Living Word Lutheran to start the year off way back on November 25th. And then they could get a victory against Kenosha St. Joseph today. They'd finish their regular season out at 16-8 and climb up a half game in the Metro Classic. They'd actually force a tie for 4th with Kenosha St. Joe's. We'll step aside for a quick break. When we come back, it'll be time for starting lineups, national anthem, and tip-off here from Shoreland Lutheran High School. And we welcome you back to another Zaleski Sports production. It's Kenosha St. Joe's at Shoreland Lutheran. The time on the video board says 1 minute until it is time for the introduction of the WIAA rules by the PA announcer here, the starting lineups, the national anthem, and eventually the tip-off between a couple of crosstown rivals. We're technically in Salem, just on the outskirts of Kenosha, and Kenosha St. Joe's a little bit more towards the lake relative to where we are at right now. And we will get those announcements right now, actually. Very impressive. The direction also being done by the lead trumpetist over there for Shoreland Lutheran's pep band. Kenosha St. Joe's will be in the blue tops, blue bottoms, white lettering and numbering, and some red and white accents with a hint of gold. Shoreland Lutheran, white tops, white bottoms, gold lettering and numbering, and black trim. Now the Lancers starting lineup, number 1 of 5'11", sophomore guard Raimundo Garibay, number 2, Tomas Bias, number 3, Christopher Kennessy, averaging a team best 21 points per game, number 4, a 5'9" junior guard Charlie Gatormson, and number 25, a 6'1" senior and power forward Sincere Williams. Kenosha St. Joe's under the instruction of Kyle Clark, 14-9 overall this season. And now the Shoreland Lutheran Pacers get introduced to their home crowd in their regular season finale. And a healthy crowd at that. This barn is packed. First, number 20, a 6' senior guard, Demirion Mayweather. After him, 23, a 6'1" senior guard, Owen Hom. Behind him, gliding in at 6'1", a junior guard, number 24, Riley Jacobson, shooting a team best 43% from beyond the arc. Johnny Rail, number 30, a 6'3" junior guard, leading this team at 17 points per game, and he's backed up by a 6'2" senior forward, number 31, Mason Sitte. This is round 2 of what could be 3 battles between these two teams over the course of just a few weeks. Shoreland Lutheran, led out there by Paul Strutz, who told me a couple of days ago over the phone this is a healthy rivalry, and his team this time around needs to focus on stopping Christopher Kenosha, who dropped 22 to the tune of 7 assists and 5 rebounds with a couple of steals when Kenosha St. Joe's won at their barn 61-48 back on January 22nd. Here is the tip-off. St. Joe's wins it on a scramble, but Shoreland Lutheran comes away with it. Johnny Rail coming off a 32-point performance inside to Demirion Mayweather, who lays it in for the first 2 of today. Demirion scored 8 on 2 of 10 shooting against St. Joe's last time around. He's hoping to put up a bit of a better performance in this rivalry game. Outside look to Christopher Kenosha. Between the legs, goes cross court, near corner, 3, just short. That was Charlie Gatormson, a 5'9" junior guard, and Shoreland Lutheran fires out with tempo. Johnny Rail from 3, off back iron. 45 seconds have gone by, and if you haven't noticed already, these two teams play fast, and they chuck the 3 ball. 31 3-point attempts from Shoreland Lutheran as they get a steal. Owen Hom comes away with it. 31 3-point attempts just a couple of nights ago in their 92-60 win against Salem. We're shooting the lights out. The Pacers shoot 33% from beyond the arc as a team. Hop step through, Johnny Rail puts 2 home. A quick 4-0 jump out in front. Kenosha from 3, flat and short. Baez scraps away with the rebound. St. Joe's, they've lost back-to-back. Aiming to right the ship before the postseason begins in just a handful of days, where they'll take on Cristo Rey Jesuit. Sincere Williams fighting for the ball inside, and our first jump ball comes a $1.46 in. Baseline inbound pass coming for the Lancers. And Baez wisely resets the clock, one of those 4 senior leaders on this team. Goes all the way out to Christopher Kenosha. And if you've been following the Lancers the last few years, Kenosha might sound familiar. It's his brother Eric who led them all the way to state. Eric went to play D1 at Buffalo. Now he's at Upper Iowa in his redshirt freshman season. Williams is stripped. Here comes Owen Hom, his team up 4-0. 2 minutes in, Shoreland Lutheran looking to pull off the victory at home before they possibly take on this Lancers team just a week from now in what would be for a regional title. Tough move inside and a miss. Here come the Lancers. Gatormson off to Baez. Baez slicing through defenders. Back out to Kenosha, leading this team with 21.3 points per game. He's 58% from the field as well. An efficient shooter is the 6-foot junior guard. Baez gets a high screen. Tough move inside. A lot of contact, no whistle. And here comes Shoreland Lutheran the other way. Up 4-0. Nice find inside. Jacobson puts one off the glass and in. Jacobson, Rail, and Mayweather all with 2 apiece. It's 6-0 Pacers. Couple of passes around the perimeter. Healthy student section, healthy crowd in general. Thompson gets closed out before he can go for the reverse layup. Blocking foul inside as Sincere Williams and Owen Hom collide. Baez will have the inbound pass. I'm curious if we catch a souvenir over here. We're kind of right by the baseline. Raimundo Garibay back out to Kenosha. St. Joe's 3.5 minutes in, still looking for their first points in this one. Garibay from 3 is blocked in a first row souvenir. Off the top of the hat. It's an intimate environment here, especially up that far end line. Give and go between Baez and Kenosha. Christopher, can he ignite this team? After a dry spell that's gone over 3 minutes and 45 seconds now. Kenosha. Cross-court look for Baez. Baez, jump step off the window. He draws the foul and will head to the line. Baez averaging 11 a game. He'll head to the line for 1. And Baez converts, shooting 67% from the charity stripe. Owen Hom controls between the circles. Scored 17 against St. Joe's a month ago. 17 of his team's 48 in that one. Mason Sittig had space at the top of the key. Hands off to Johnny Rail. 6-3. Shoreland Lutheran out in front on their home court in a crosstown rivalry contest. Baseline drive. Nice find inside for Mason Sittig. 4 different Pacers have scored. It's 8-3 early. Kenosha on the far side. Back out to Garibay. Looks out to Baez. The Lancers, marksmen from 3. They're 35% from bonus distance this year. Williams gives off to Kenosha and gives him a screen. Kenosha over a couple defenders, looks inside for Thompson. It stays with the Lancers. And if that happened on the other block, I might have caught that ball or gotten hit by it. Eric McRae checks in and parks over in the far corner as the Lancers get set, down 8-3 with 12:52 to go here in the first half. McRae with a nice head fake top of the key, gives off to Garibay. Williams spreading the floor, off back iron. Baez comes away with the eventual offensive board. The Lancers trying to pick their way through this stout Pacers defense. It's allowing under 59 points a game this year. Inside look for Williams, who goes up through the contact. No, and Rail snatches the ball off the rim. Johnny Rail whips a pass inside, but the layup is no good. Offensive board, yes, 10-3. Mason Sittig has a team best 4. 7-point lead. Sittig comes away with it in the open court, and his lay-in makes it 12-3 and forces the first timeout. Sittig with 6 quick ones. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with 11:55 to play. Sittig has 6. Rail, Jacobson, and Mayweather have 2 apiece. For the Lancers, Tomas Baez has all 3 points. Look back at each of these 2 teams' last games. Shoreland Lutheran bounced Salem 92-60. The Pacers, as a cohesive, shot 50% from the field. 13 of 31 from beyond the arc, good enough for 42%. And get this, Miriam Mayweather and Johnny Rail combined for 64 points. Those two alone outscored Salem. We've seen this team can run, averaging almost 70 points per game. And they find themselves up 9 here in a rivalry contest. As they put the 1-2-2 press on. St. Joe's gets over the timeline, down 9. Coming out of their first timeout. Just 3 points in the first 6 minutes here. Baez over to Williams, who hands off to McCray. McCray to Baez. Can they get inside? We're seeing Williams set a lot of screens up top. Kenosha in the near corner. Gives off to McCray. St. Joe's 14-9 this year. Went to the state semifinals a couple of years ago. 3 ball off the mark. Kenosha fights for the board and comes away with it. Through 3 defenders, that's off the mark. And here come the Pacers the other way. Rail through traffic, gets it to go, and it's 14-3. Johnny Rail stays hot, he's up to 4. McCray giving off to Kenosha, the team's leading scorer, still looking for his first bucket. Inside fine, Garibay. And I promised I would catch that. I did not. Got to keep the left hand open. But then if I don't keep the right hand open, I can't protect Joey, who's very occupied. So I keep the right hand open. No problem. 14-3. The Lancers put a zone on. And a heavily condensed one at that. Near corner 3, in and out. 14-3, here comes St. Joe's with tempo. Kenosha through traffic. Meanders through a couple defenders and gets the shot to go. Christopher Kenosha, only a matter of time. Kenosha rips the ropes and has 3. So the Pacers jump out to a 14-3 run. Now an over and back gives the Lancers their possession back. Looking at the Metro Classic standings with just a game to go. Racine Lutheran paces play at 12-1. Racine St. Cat's behind them at 11-2. Martin Luther 8-6. St. Joe's and Shoreland Lutheran 6-7 and 5-8. Dominican 4-9. St. Thomas More 4-10. The Prairie School 3-10. Rounding out this year's edition of the Metro Classic with a game to go. Kenosha to the free throw line extended. McCray for 3. Too much. Big board from Johnny Rail. Right to left crossover. Here come the Pacers. No on the lay-in. Jacobson hauls in his rebound. We get a jump ball or a foul? A foul. Which Coach Kyle Clark did not agree with. Just the second foul we've seen between these two teams. Almost 9 minutes in. 14-6, Shoreland Lutheran. Baseline jumper no. Garibay in transition. Ahead to McCray. Here's Kenosha, who just converted on that and one attempt, looking for Sincere Williams, who couldn't haul in the pass. Johnny Rail tosses the inbound in, leading this team with 17.2 points per game. Far corner 3, in and out. And here comes St. Joe's down 8, trying to find some sense of momentum on offense. Baez to McCray. Back to the top of the key with number 2. The Lancers a game up on Shoreland Lutheran in conference play. The Pacers could tie them up and put themselves in a Deadlock for fourth. Kenosha from 3 rolls off the iron. Hom, hands off. As Coach Strutz's squad has bursted onto the scene with a remarkable defensive display the first quarter of play, allowing just 6 points for their crosstown foes. Look inside, Joel Lindemann was not expecting that pass. Far corner 3, off the mark again. Here's Baez trying to get out in transition. McCray, baseline, gives back off to Baez. The Pacers bench wide of travel there. 8 minutes to play here in the first half. Baez slides off to Kenosha. Back to McCray. Williams likes his matchup inside, trying to find the angle. Baez for 3, air ball. Pacers roll the other way, up 8. They've been up by as much as 11 in this one, and they've led the whole way. Shoreland Lutherans won 3 of its last 4 contests. And something to watch as this team gets in transition and spreads the floor really well is what they do on defense. 5 different Pacers average at least 1 steal per game. Garibay attracts some attention and gives off to Baez. Williams waves off a screen, gives to McCray. McCray to Baez, who goes baseline, tight window. Garibay for 3, off front rim. The Lancers' 6 points have come off 2 and 1 opportunities, both of which they've converted on. You talk about the 1-2-3 punch of Johnny Rail, Owen Hom, and Demirion Mayweather. Those 3 combined account for 47 points. And Johnny Rail, right on cue, is up to 6 today. I mean, that is well over half of this team's offensive output coming from 3 different players. Rail's the only one out of those 3 who scored today. Kenosha, nice rip through. Circus shot, just short. 16-6. Pacers in transition. Joel Lindemann converts off the backboard. One of those 5 seniors for this squad puts his team up 12 here at home in front of a rowdy crowd. Williams bounce pass inside to Garibay, who is slapped across the forearm with 5:46 to go. Something to watch here. The Lancers know how to get to the line. They did it in this matchup last time. They went 15 of 18 from the charity stripe. Shoreland Lutheran went 6 of 7, but it was just a matter of opportunities. Garibay with his first point. We have a 30-second timeout between free throw attempts. We will again keep it here, 18-7. Shoreland Lutheran out in front. Their leading scorers, Rail and Sittig, with 6 apiece. 2 apiece from Lindemann, Jacobson, and Mayweather. For the Lancers with 7 thus far. 3 from Kenosha, 3 from Baez. Garibay with 1. Lancers coming off a 49-44 defeat against Racine St. Cat's, the second team in the Metro Classic standings. Lancers shot just 3 of 16 from beyond the arc, trying to destroy a bit of a cold snap. Now on defense, St. Cat's was only 2 of 21 from three-point land. A reminder, Racine St. Cat's is the number 4 team in Division III per boundwisconsin.com. They have a 2 seed in the same quadrant as Shoreland Lutheran and Kenosha St. Joseph. Here's Garibay, who goes 2 of 2. And Kenosha St. Joseph is perfect at the line, 4 of 4. the free throw line has been involved in each and every one of their scores. A couple of and ones and a 2-for-2 trip for Raimundo. 18-8 with 5:35 left. Defensive slugfest early on as the Lancers have the zone on. Hom swivels back out to the left wing. And Eric McCray earns a reach-in foul with 5:16 to go. Ten-point lead, just the third foul we've seen as Sincere Williams tries to rip the basketball away. The Lancers touch it last. Similar story between both of these teams when they play teams with winning records versus teams with losing records. Joel Lindemann goes up strong and will head to the line for an and one attempt. Joel 61% from the charity stripe, gets it to go, and the Pacers have their largest lead of the evening at 13. Kenosha, cross-court pass to Baez. Garibay drives in, draws attention. Guttormson from three, rips the ropes. 21-11. As the Lancers get into the double digits. If they can catch fire from deep, that's how they've given so many teams trouble this year. Hom off to Johnny Rail, who's got a team best 6, tied with his teammate in Mason City. Rail whips one across the court for Lindemann, who's catching fire. Joel Lindemann has 8 early ones. And the Pacers have their answer. Sincere Williams using the body. Off the window, too much. Lindemann pulls down the board. He's got a team best 8, the 6'3" senior. Playing in one of his final contests at this gym, and a rowdy gym at that. Baez goes up strong and comes down with a bucket. Baez with a team best 5. It's 24-13. Scoring starting to pick up a little bit. Lindemann lays off the right corner 3. The spacing of this Pacers team, how quickly they can find their outlet, is what makes them so dangerous and what could be the reason they go on a run for a gold ball. Kenosha step through, gets it to go off the window. And the offenses have jolted awake here with 3 minutes to play here in the first half. 24-15. Rail with Kenosha all over him. Actually got a paw on that pass. Mayweather draws a foul with 2:49 left. Mason Siddig checks in. He had a team best 6 for a bit. Went just 2, 3, and 2 against this Lancers team last time he was out. Both teams living and dying by the 3 in certain circumstances. Again, the Pacers attempted 31 three-pointers against Salem earlier this week. It was on Monday. Siddig in the corner, gives off to Rail. St. Joe's throwing some trap concepts at it. Floater is good from Joel Lindemann. He has 10. He's doubled his per-game average, and it's not even halftime yet. Kenosha give and go between he and Guttormson. Christopher has 5 here in the first half. And an offensive foul. It's going the other way. You see Kenosha forcing rail left. The Lancers trying to push that ball into the corner, play into their traps. Rail through contact, too strong. As the Lancers will get possession with $1:31 left here in the first half, down 11. They were down 14-3 to start the game. These two teams have traded 12 since then. Baez off to Garibay. Kenosha whips a pass inside to Thomas Baez, who bleeds that lead back down to the single digits. Baez with 7. 26-17. Lindemann. Heat check from 8 feet. Now he scraps for the board. It goes to St. Joe's. Mason Siddig was pleading that went off the Lancers last. 1 minute left, 26-17. See if the Lancers can claw a little closer, take some momentum into the halftime locker room, or if the Pacers can continue to control. Baez's triple off the mark. They're saying Mayweather stepped out of play, so the Lancers will keep possession. Williams finds Kenosha with 45 left. We'll see if they hold for one possession here. 35 to go. Christopher has 5 in this first half. You look up and down the stat sheet. He's been the trailblazer for this team in a lot of ways. And he is the one name that head coach Paul Strutz said this team has to contain this time around after he dropped 22 on the Pacers last time. Kenosha bleeds the clock down to 10 points. Kenosha drives inside, kick out 3, Guttormson short. The Pacers will have a shot at it. Rail with 3, Johnny Rail rises, finds his teammate inside, yes sir! Mason Siddig off the window makes it 28-17 as the Pacers transition offense on full display in the final 5 seconds. Both teams will break up, make their adjustments. An 11-point lead for the Pacers here at halftime. We'll step aside for a quick break here on Zaleski Sports.
Good day, my name is Ken Hyman and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Ooh.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Sign up for Fleet Rewards for exclusive offers and deals. Earn points every time you shop. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Plus, earn rewards even faster with the Fleet Rewards credit card. Get 4 times the points every time you use your Fleet Rewards credit card. Start shopping and start saving even more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Sign up for Fleet Rewards for exclusive offers and deals. Earn points every time you shop. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Plus, earn rewards even faster with the Fleet Rewards credit card. Get 4 times the points every time you use your Fleet Rewards credit card. Start shopping and start saving even more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Sign up for Fleet Rewards for exclusive offers and deals. Earn points every time you shop. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Plus, earn rewards even faster with the Fleet Rewards credit card. Get 4 times the points every time you use your Fleet Rewards credit card. Start shopping and start saving even more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
We're back with Better Halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
And we welcome you back to Zaleski Sports' coverage of Kenosha St. Joe's at Shoreland Lutheran. The Pacers were here in Salem, just on the outskirts of Kenosha, Wisconsin. A couple of Metro Classic foes going at it. The Pacers dominating here in the first half, 28-17 with 2:40 left. We'll go over leading scorers here. The Pacers led by Joel Lindemann. 10 points, a team best. Mason Siddig with 8, Johnny Rail with 6, 2 from Riley Jacobson, and 2 from Demirion Mayweather. For Kenosha St. Joe's, Thomas Baez has 7, 5 from Christopher Kennessy, 3 from Charlie Gatormson, and 2 from Raymundo Garibay. You want to talk about a slugfest of a defensive battle. These teams are throwing different zone concepts at each other, different traps, plenty of physicality inside, and so far, the officials, the Zebras today, letting them play on both sides. Calling a pretty even game. It's just a matter of who's going to be more physical in there, knowing you get a little extra real estate. We'll see if those fouls tick up here in the second half. We take a look ahead at the playoff picture. Both of these teams in the same regional, meaning they're each a postseason win away from playing each other again on March 6th, just a week from today. First for Kenosha St. Joseph, they're a 4 seed. They'll be taking on number 13 seed Cristo Rey Jesuit at home. Shoreland Lutheran, a 5 seed. They'll have another game back here at their barn against Milwaukee, Washington. That 5-12 matchup, that's the regional semis on Tuesday. The two winners then take each other on later in the week on March 6th. That'll be a Friday. It's kind of a weird part of the year. You know your postseason opponent. You know your seed. You know possibly how many home games you could have left. But don't think for a second either of these teams are hanging it up here as they take on their crosstown rivals for what could be the last time this year, but may not be, depending on how the postseason shakes up. Shoreland Lutheran is ready. All 5 are on the floor with 35 seconds left on this halftime clock. They are itching to get back out there after a dominant first half. Last time these two teams played, Shoreland Lutheran played better in the first half too. The Lancers were down 28-27, but then took the second half 34-20. So we'll see what Kyle Clark dials up here at halftime. Paul Strutz has to be feeling awesome about how his squad has played not just today, but in 3 of the last 4, they've come out on top and put up a pretty good fight against Racine St. Cat. As we begin the second half of play. Shoreland Lutheran drives towards us here. 18 down, 18 to go. City gives off to Rail. Johnny Rail had 6 in the first half. Shoreland Lutheran led by as much as 13. They jumped out to a 14-3 lead. Triple, air ball, and here come the Lancers. See what they dialed up at the break. Had 10 minutes to sit on it. Kennessy gives off to Garibay for 3, in and out. 11-point lead. Here come the Pacers. They started to figure it out on offense the last handful of minutes before the break. Owen Haum picks up that pivot foot and finds Mayweather. Inside to Haum. 6'1" senior guard using the body. Hits Baez with the head fake and gets it to go. Haum with his first 2 points. He scored 8 on Monday, while his two teammates in Rail and Mayweather scored 32 apiece. Coach Strutz said that's just who Owen is. If he could set his team up for a 30-point win, he doesn't care how much he scores. 30-17 here. His squad's out in front 13. He's got 2 of them. Kenosha draws a couple defenders. Out to Sincere Williams, who's off the mark from 3. Re-rack from Garibay. Kenosha from 3. That's down and out. Christopher Kenosha with 5 in the first half. The Pacers operating with a 13-point lead, their largest yet. This is a team that loves to share the rock. Hahn trying to catch fire from 3. No. Kenosha comes away with a tip pass. Kenosha tracking down the basketball in transition. Draws the foul. They give him continuation. Wow. Kenosha up to 7, a chance to make it 8. Showing that he can catch fire in a hurry. Acrobatic adjustment from number 3. And Kenosha gets the friendly roll. He is up to 8 points. Sometimes you ride your leaders. Rail inside to Sittig, who got hot early on in the first half. It's 30-20. Rail, mid-range, pops off the front of the rim. Strong board from Sittig. He's off the window and through as Mason gets into the double digits. A couple of guys in Joel Lindman and Mason Sittig passing up their per-game averages with plenty of clock to go. Kenosha with space. Kenosha through a trap. Nice find to Guttormson. The Pacers making no secret about it. When number 3 tries to drive, they swarm him. Baez step through, yes sir. He cuts the lead back down to 10. Thomas is up to 9. Thomas, one of 3 different players on this Lancers team to average at least 10 points a game. Rail, reverse layup, no. As the Lancers try and cut this lead down to single digits, Baez with the balance does just that. Thomas up to a team best 11. Again, St. Joseph shot out of a cannon in the second half against this team last time. They won the second half 34-20. Baez in transition again, gets his shot to go from the left side. Coach Clark wants a foul, but he does get a deficit that's trimmed down to 6. But Shoreland Lutheran has the answer on the floater from Hom. Hom's up to 4, all 4 of which in the second half. 8-point lead for the Pacers with 13:35 left. Garibay through traffic, and offense is pouring in from all over all of a sudden. Hom with space. Hom through defenders. Hom is smooth and puts his team back up 8. Both sides have stepped on the accelerator here the last couple of minutes. 8-point lead. Baez, Guttormson from 3, off front iron. Williams with the strong board. Sincere is blocked. Swatted midair. They say it's all ball, and here come the Pacers. Step through from Hom. Gives off to Jacobson. Errant pass. Guttormson threads the needle to find Kenosha in the open floor. Christopher, dribble, drive, glassed! But a board from Baez, cleaning up the mess. It's 36-30. Intensity dialed. Both coaches laser focused. Mayweather inside to Sittig. Gives off to Rail. Rail Back to Sittig. Lefty gets it to go. 8-point lead in the timeout. It is a full timeout. We'll step aside for a quick break. 38-30. Shoreland Lutheran out in front here on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
38-30 with 12-11 left here in the second half. Shoreland Lutheran controlling, but St. Joe's showing some fight. They entered the halftime break and left it down 28-17 on an 11-point deficit that's got to as close as 6. It's 8 right now. Thomas Baez has come alive with 8 in the second half, 15 in total for the Lancers. And for the Pacers, Mason Sittig's 12, 18 best. Baez near side for the inbound. With 12-11 left in this Metro Classic clash. You will not find a ton of empty seats in this one today. Kenosha parking outside the perimeter. Whips cross court to Baez. 8 in 6 minutes for Thomas. Baez inside to Williams. Sincere, physicality. Drops the lead to 6. Sincere with his first 2 of today. Sittig gives off to Mayweather. Mayweather through a trap. Back to Mason Sittig, who's just been too big and too strong this evening. Mason up to 14. Player of the game, watch for 31. 40-32. Both sides trading buckets. Kenosha gives off to Baez. Baez had space from beyond the arc. Sets his footing. Number 2 uncorks from 3, short. Here come the Pacers. Time on their side, 11 to go. Trying to win 4 of 5 to end the season. At what would be a 16-8 showing for a 5 seed. That knows they have at least one more home game after this. Jacobson banging inside, back out to Sittig, his team up 8. Here's Hom, the unselfish player on this team, one of many, part of that 1-2-3 scoring punch. 10:30 left. Mayweather slashes and gives back out to Sittig. Hom floats forever, short. St. Joe's gets the ball back. Garibay takes it across and gives off to Baez. Raimundo Garibay, keep an eye on him from beyond the arc. He's shooting 40%, a team best, and he's 90% at the free throw line as a sophomore. That is just not something you see almost ever in high school, in college, in the NBA. 90% from the stripe this year is Raimundo. Kenosha gives out to Williams, back out to Garibay. 8-point deficit as St. Joe's tries to close on in. Williams between the legs, off to Eric McCray, one of 2 sophomores on his varsity roster. Crowd ramping up, knowing the significance of each possession here. Kenosha, couple of ball fakes into Williams. Williams using his strength, too much of it. Williams gets the board, physicality on the way up, no foul, and with 9:10 left, here come the Pacers. And all of a sudden the tempos come to a grinding halt here as Shoreland Lutheran sets up their offense. Rail rips through and Garibay shadows him. Sittig off to Riley Jacobson, who's got 2 today so far. Jacobson, their sharpshooter, 43% from 3. Rail off to Mayweather. Mayweather stopping, losing the basketball as Baez rips it free cleanly. Kenosha ahead to McCray. McCray spins, loses the ball, and hands off to Baez. Baez, Williams, blocked! Mason Sittig rises up, and the man who's had all the answers on offense objects on defense. Wow. And a timeout to follow. A full timeout. We'll step aside for a quick break. 8:15 left. Shoreland Lutheran out in front 40-32 here on Zaleski Sports.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Welcome back to Zaleski Sports coverage of a crosstown rivalry game between Shoreland Lutheran and Kenosha St. Joseph. 40-32, the Pacers out in front of the Lancers with 8:15 to play. Do want to recognize the t-shirts that you see the staff on both the Pacers and Lancers side wearing. All of them were wearing these t-shirts before the game started, and that is for Beacon of Hope, a local organization that raised $2,500, and that check was presented just before tip-off. The goal to help different members of the community through various hardships. And 2 rivals on the court coming together off the court to make that happen. Kenosha takes a top of the key screen, gives off to McCray. McCray, shifty rip through, off the window and down. Cuts the lead to 6. Eric McCray with his first 2 of the evening. A quick first step from number 20 as he slithered through the defense. 7:45 left. Tom using his size. Loses the ball, pops up, and snatches it out of the air. Rail back to Owen Hom for 3. Drills it! Owen Hom, nonchalant. Up to 9. All of which in the second half. Nine-point lead for this Pacers team. Kenosha gives off. Garibay 3. Answers with a top of the key triple of his own. Raimundo up to 7, 5 of which since the halftime break. 43-37. Mayweather gives off to Rail. Circus shot from behind the backboard. Doesn't come up with it. Baez comes away with a pass from Williams. St. Joe's down 3, trying to cut it in half. No! Garibay pops it off the front and back of the rim. Oh my. Kenosha hits the deck on the other end. Hopefully he is all right. 3 ball for the Pacers is off the mark. And Christopher Kenosha is banged up on the other end. Hopefully all right. He wants to stay in the game. It's putting his hand by his eye, was on the ground for about 5-6 seconds. Christopher Kennesy's going to try and ride it out here in this regular season finale. His team with the ball down 6. Garibay gives off to Baez. Baez rips through and draws a shooting foul. Thomas Baez with 15 can go up to the line and trim this lead to 4. The Lancers chipping away. The Pacers trying to pull away with 6 minutes left. Baez drills his first attempt. The Lancers have been dynamite from the charity stripe today, and as a team, they are the better free throw shooting squad at 66%. Baez to cut it to 4. Does just that. And he is up to 17 points. 43-39. Rail picks up his dribble. Baez got a hand on the basketball and drilled it off, or deflected it off his defender. St. Joe's wants to run, down 4. Baez back to Garibay, who gives to Kenesy his first time touching the ball since getting off the hardwood shaken up. 5.5 left, crowd engaged, close ball game, conference rivals. It's what it's all about. Baez for 3, no, off back iron, it was on line. Hom stops on a dime. Can Shoreland Lutheran get revenge for earlier this year, or will St. Joe's pull off this sweep? Heading into a postseason where these two could be staring each other in the eyes again just a week from now. (43-39) with 4:59 left. Rail gives off to Mayweather, top of the key. Hom goes baseline, charge. Baez took the brunt of that shoulder. Here comes that student section, telling their squad to D up, and they get a steal out of it. Owen Hom picks the ball away. The Lancers had a chance to cut that to a one-possession game. Can the offense respond and reward that effort? Mayweather off to Rail. Looking for his first points of the second half. Instead, he goes the assist route and finds Mason City, who has 16, 8 apiece in each half. 6-point lead. Kenesy handles the basketball. Kenesy spots up from 3. Oh my goodness! Cuts the lead in half. He still looks partially shaken up. 11 points for Christopher, 45-42. Scoring runs, dry spells, plenty of contact. We've had it all. And we have 3:20 left. Rail giving off to Hom. Hom rises, fires, and draws the hard contact. Owen will head to the line for 2. Hom drills the first. And the second, he is up to 11, all of which in this second half. 47-42 with 3:13 left. Kenosha gives off to Eric McCray. Back out to Williams. 3 minutes left. Kenosha off to Garibay. Looking for an outlet. And a timeout from the Lancers with 2:53 left. We'll just keep it here. Full timeout, but with 2:53 left. Plenty to talk about as the Lancers have clawed back, but just haven't been able to pass, right? Like think of a NASCAR race or what have you, where you're able to close in, but passing is the toughest part, and the Pacers have done a great job throwing blocks, finding responses, and one of their hugest responses of the night, Owen Hom, with no points in the first half, has 11 since the halftime break. And that is one of their leading scorers, averaging 15 points a game. Their leading scorer, Mason Sittig, has 16. Baez for Kenosha St. Joe's has 17, 10 of which since the break. Only a handful of possessions left here between these two teams. Might come down to the final shot or two. Kenosha inbounds and gets the ball right back. His squad down 5. Garibay throws the ball off his defender's leg. Sittig with the deflection. Two battle-tested teams that have the confidence to go out and get a regional title. But first, unfinished business here at Shoreland Lutheran with 2.5 minutes left. Baez off to Kenosha. Give him space, and he drills another triple. Kenosha drops the lead down to 2. Christopher Kenosha has 14, 9 of which in the second half. And now the St. Joe's faithful yelling D up. Hahn spins, loses the handle, barely finds rail. What a pass just to keep the possession alive. And a foul called on the floor with 2:02 left. Hahn driving inside. Can't get his bucket to go. Crazy deflection up in the air. A scrap for the ball. Kenosha comes away with it. His team down 2. Christopher Kenosha through the lane. English off the glass. He ties it up. Christopher Kenosha taking over this ball game. 16 points. We're tied with 95 seconds to go. The Lancers have come alive since the break. They've scored 31 points in the second half. A minute 15 left. Hahn meshing the crossovers, picks up his pivot foot. That ball's picked away by McCray. McCray in transition, gets it to go. And for the first time tonight, the Lancers have the lead. And he was fouled in the process. Their first bucket took a handful of minutes tonight, and it was an and one. This one gives them their first lead. And McCray, ice cold, gives his team a 3-point advantage. Coach Kyle Clark's squad up and animated with 65 seconds left. Christopher Kenosha has come alive. Might I remind you, he hit the deck a handful of minutes ago. Stayed down for a few seconds. Looked over at his coaching staff. They asked, "You good?" And he's been more than good since then. 50-47. Since the halftime break, it's been the Lancers 33-19. Eerily similar to what we saw a month ago, where the Pacers were out in front 28-27, and then Kenosha St. Joe's had the 34-20 advantage down the stretch. They've stayed in the fight, and the Pacers to this point, the first 36 minutes and change, have held their lead, which is not easy to do against a team of this caliber. But Shoreland Lutheran's got a great squad on their end too, and tonight is far from over. And these two teams might just face each other in another week. So if you feel like you haven't had enough today, no worries. .105 left. Hom walks it across the timeline with a minute to go in this crosstown rivalry game. Foul called on Garibay. Near corner three, Hom ties it up! 50 apiece! Hom has 14. 50-50, Kenosha walks it up. 35 seconds left. Crosstown foes throwing haymakers on this Thursday night. Kenosha might hold for this last possession. Under 20. And a timeout with 16.9 left. So now Coach Clark, who has dialed up yet another remarkable halftime adjustment and galvanized his team to respond, gets to pull out the whiteboard and draw up his favorite play. Bananas. Both teams have their seedings. Both teams with a playoff win will run this back at St. Joe's Place a week from today. Or excuse me, a week from tomorrow. It'll be on March 6th. But don't tell any of them, either of them, anyone in this building, that the playoff seedings are predetermined or that tonight doesn't mean anything. What a rowdy crowd. What a ridiculous environment in a game that looks like it's going to come down to a shot. The Pacers led 28-17 at the break. We'll have a post-game interview with the winning coach and player of the game after this. To be determined, of course. 50-50. Let's see what Kyle Clark drew up. Kenosha's got the ball. He wipes off his right eye and has 10 seconds against his rivals in their barn. Kenosha with 5. Kenosha whips a pass inside to Baez, who can't get the layup to go. The Pacers with a heave. Too much, we're going to overtime. Free basketball. as these two teams will duke it out for a few more minutes. Take the temperature in this building. Four minutes of overtime play. St. Joe's came storming back. Baez had a layup as Kenosha attracted all the attention in the world and whipped the basketball inside. He might have just been too open. Unbelievable. And now both teams got to take a breath and go out there and do it for a few more minutes. We'll update you on both sides here. Sittig has a team best 16 for this Pacers team. Owen Hom with 14 second half points. For St. Joe's, Baez has 17 and 16 for Christopher Kenosha, who had a remarkable find inside to number 2. Got smiles on the court like, oh, we get possibly 3 matchups and then 4 extra minutes against each other. Oh, joy. 50 apiece, 4 minutes to decide it. We are not done yet. Garibay tracks down to the tip-off as St. Joe's controls. Kenosha back in the spot we found him in with 10 seconds left in this game. Crowd louder than ever. Christopher sets up his offense, averaging 21.3 a game. He's got 11 since halftime. Kenosha takes a screen from Williams, drives through it, goes over to Garibay. Garibay off to Baez, 30 seconds in. St. Joe's are running it back. The Lancers want the sweep. The Pacers want the hometown victory against their storied foe. McCray off to Kenosha. Back to Garibay. 3:05 left. Williams to McCray. McCray backs out to the top of the key with 3. Kenosha gives back out to McCray, top of the key to Williams. Swishes the triple, Sincere Williams. Up to 5, those 3 the loudest of the evening. 53-50. The answer, rail short. A fight for the ball, foul called on the floor. As everybody was boxing out. The Lancers get the penalty. Rail gives off to Mayweather. Shoreland Lutheran down a triple. Can they respond? Crowd on their back. Nice find inside. Sittig off the rim. A fight for the ball. It goes to the Lancers. Goodness gracious. Here's the full court press. Eric McCray's got the afterburners, and he circles back. McCray's got a trap to work out of and gets a timeout from head coach Kyle Clark. Essentially a minute per possession here in overtime. St. Joe's held the ball for a minute, and Shoreland Lutheran, with a couple of different chances, peeled a minute off the clock. $1:59 left. Both teams get 5 days to take a deep breath and turn the page over to postseason time. Shoreland Lutheran has another home game. They'll host Milwaukee, Washington in the regional semis. Kenosha St. Joe's, not far from them in the bracket, will host Cristo Rey Jesuit. And if those two teams win, we get the trilogy. St. Joe's traveling well. They didn't have to travel far. And Shoreland Lutheran packed the barn today. Baez gets the pass and will inbound right next to his own bench. 5 feet left of Kyle Clark. Baez rifles a pass into McCray, who loses it and then gets the ball back. Kenosha comes away with the loose basketball, and what on earth, as Coach Clark says, let's settle down. McCray lost the handle, picked free a steal, and ended up with the ball for a nanosecond before Kenosha had to chase it down. Vacuum tight defense from the Pacers. Garibay comes away with the ball. Goes to Kenosha, off to Baez. Baez to McCray, who had some space on the right wing. McCray out to Kenosha with 1:35 left. McCray near corner. St. Joe's is going to force a foul here, it looks like. Garibay circling back out. Rifles into Baez. Baez out to Kenosha. And a foul. And Christopher Kenosha goes to the line with a 63% free throw percentage. And through a rain of boos, misses the shot. Williams can't get the board, and here come the Pacers down 3. 65 seconds left. Owen Hobbs stops on the brakes, backs to his defender. And we get a timeout from Paul Strutz with 59.5 left. 30-second break. We will, of course, keep it here. .59.5 seconds left. Leading scorers to this point, Christopher Kenosha and Thomas Baez, has 17. Kenosha has 16. Sittig has 16. Lindemann has 10. Sincere Williams has the only score of overtime. And it was a big one, at top of the key triple. The remainder of this 3 minutes and half a second has been scoreless and physical and intense. And now the Pacers have the ball with a chance to tie this. Rail passes into Mayweather. Under a minute to play. We'll see what Coach Strutz dialed up. Deep three, low and short. And here comes McCray. McCray hits the deck. Shoreland Lutheran comes away with it. Rail comes away with the basketball inside. Off the window and in. His team's down 1. 53-52. And we'll see if we get a little bit of the foul game here back and forth. Or at the very least, the Pacers initiating it. Maybe go for a steal and then foul, as they are down 1. And St. Joe's has made it clear they're willing to bleed the clock a little bit today. If you're just tuning in, you've missed a lot, but that's okay. Still very meaningful 39 seconds left in this one. St. Joe's and Shoreland Lutheran going to battle here for the second time in 5 weeks. They could play again in the regional final. Shoreland Lutheran took a 28-17 lead into the halftime break. The Lancers stormed back and forced a 50-50 deadlock, which has sent us here to a 4-minute overtime period. Sincere Williams drilled a triple. And Johnny Rail, a baseline drive to bring us to 53-52. The Lancers with the basketball up 1. Garibay draws the foul with 37.1. Very intentional there, by the way. Raimundo is a 90% free throw shooter. He is the player for Kyle Clark to center the line. The rain of boos coming in from the student section. And Garibay is dynamite in that spot right there. He's making 9 of 10 this year. And it's not like he has a small sample size. The sophomore guard looking like a veteran, putting his team up 3. And with 37.1 left, it's 55-52. Hom lets the ball dribble out and picks it up. Owen Hom gives off to Johnny Rail. In the near corner, under 30 to play. Jacobson off to Mayweather, 25 to go. Garibay comes away with the basketball. Garibay with the fast break. Garibay to the hole. No, but he's fouled. And again, Mr. Automatic at the line, goes to the line. With a chance to not put this one out of reach, but make life real difficult for his crosstown rivals. Garibay rips the ropes on his first attempt. He is up to 10. The third Lancer in the double digits, joining Baez and Kenosha. And he goes 2 of 2. 57-52, Shoreland Lutheran needs a quick bucket and some help. Hom rises, fires, and it's short. Re-rack 3, Rail, too much. Offensive board, Sittig gets it to go. It's a 3-point game. $18 now for Mason, 6.2 left. The Pacers need a steal and a score. That'd be the simple way to do this, at least. Three-point lead for this Lancers team. Sincere Williams is drilled to 3. And Raimundo Garibay, Mr. Automatic at the line, has come up clutch with a steal, with some free throws. And with a smile on his face over there in his squad's huddle. Baez has the inbound. The Lancers do not need to get this across the timeline. That's the 8-second rule. There's 6.2 left. Kenosha near side is fouled with 5.1 to go. Again, make sure you stick around for the Nasonville Dairy post-game show. We'll have an interview with the winning coach, the player of the game, Christopher Kenosha, at the line with 16 today. He's short on his first attempt. Wait a minute. Big free throw here. Can Christopher put it away, or will Shoreland Lutheran have a last gasp effort? He misses it. Here come the Pacers, down 3. A travel on Johnny Rail. He shuffled his feet, and with 1.3 left, St. Joe's just has to inbound this ball and possess it. Oh my. Pass into Raimundo Garibay. He is shoved into the ball, and Shoreland Lutheran has 0.3 seconds to tie this up. Do you have enough time for a catch and shoot? You can't have a tip in. It's got to be a catch and shoot from 3. .9 on the clock. That's more than enough time for a catch and shoot. And a timeout. Goodness gracious. Do we have double overtime? 57-54. Raimundo Garibay went to take an inbound with 1.3 left. Fell to the deck, touched the ball last. The Pacers get the ball back and have a chance to tie this with a triple. Oh yeah, all that and the play before was Johnny Rail in transition getting called for a travel with about 1.3 left. And before that, Christopher Kenosha went to the lineup 3, and this crowd manifested a couple of short-sided misses. And before that, we went to overtime. A lot of smiles and anxiety around this gym right now. What can head coach Paul Strutz draw up here? Can he send us to another bonus period, or will the Lancers pull off the rivalry sleep? Sittik will have the inbound with .9. Everyone's crunched up on the free throw line. Sittik finds a man, Mayweather for 3, off the mark! And St. Joe's pulls off the sweep against their crosstown rivals. And they bookend the 2025-26 season with a couple of victories, 57-54. We'll step aside for a quick break and have our Nasonville Dairy postgame show when we come back here on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today.
57-54, Kenosha St. Joe's wins it against their crosstown rivals in Shoreland Lutheran. Corey Sparks here with you on the Nasonville postgame show here on Zaleski Sports. I am first joined by head coach Kyle Clark. You guys were down against this team at halftime last time you played them 5 weeks ago. What are you doing in there to galvanize this group and get them to turn things around the final 18?
I think the better question is what aren't we doing to start these games, right? Getting down, digging down, double digits both times. It's just like some of the best fighters that it takes getting hit in the gut or, taking a square one to the face before we respond, see a little blood, then we respond. Knowing this was talking to them a lot about pride and taking ownership and just digging in, playing good assignment basketball with the proper intensity, right? Too many coverage mistakes, too many mental, not focusing on the right things. But big difference was a couple shots went in to start the game. They really put a bunch of guys in the paint and slowed us down, and we weren't hitting any shots. The difference in the second half was we made a couple.
Coach, I'm still looking for an empty seat here. What is it about this rivalry that brings both communities out to get out here, make some noise, and enjoy a little bonus basketball today?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Everybody knows each other. Kenosha, small, private school basketball. Everybody knows each other since they're little kids. It's always a great atmosphere when we get together with Shoreland, and it's really that pride and looking to represent for our families, our institutions, and our schools.
I want to build off your boxing analogy. This guy, Christopher Kenosha, took a hit, went down for a little bit. I saw the bench and him look back at each other. Is he going to stay in? He stays in and just lights the world on fire the last few minutes. What does that say about his character and his spirit?
Yeah, I think it was like a drop kick. It looked like he took a big toe to the face. But, Chris, ever since I've known him last year a few times, he stepped up and made some clutch plays. Not everybody has the clutch gene, but it runs in the Kenosha family for sure, just like his older brother. Dominican last year hit a couple, game winners at the buzzer, hit a couple huge threes. But it's the never quit mentality, the true competitor. That's what shines through, when things hit the fan. He's the kid you want on your side.
Awesome stuff. Chris, first off, how are you? How are you feeling?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Face doing okay?
Yeah, feeling great.
What was going through your mind when you kind of exchanged a glare with your own bench there before you took over this basketball game the last few minutes?
I mean, I was just, I hit my eye, got poked in my eye by the heel of someone's foot, so I was just like, what just happened there? They went down, I think we fouled, and then I was like, I don't really know what happened. We just came in. That was probably the best stretch of basketball we've played in a while at the end of the game. I think we were down maybe like 8 or 6, and then we came in, took over at the end.
Was there ever a doubt that you were going to stay in this game?
Oh, no. Yeah. No, there was no doubt. I thought we were going to, from start to finish, knew we were going to win this game. We had a nice little talk in the locker room at halftime, and that really turned everything around. We started off really slow. So, I mean, when we went into halftime locker room talk, it was great. We got back out, and we finished the job.
This is a heated rivalry. Can you just talk about the significance of pulling off a sweep in this environment when you've got a few hundred throwing booze at you while you're at the free throw line?
I mean, it's awesome. We play them twice every year. We're going to play them a third time in the playoffs this year at home, so that's going to be fun. It's awesome to see everyone come out. We got to pack stands every time we play them. It's just fun, the community, everything.
Awesome. Chris, if you could do me one last favor here, say your first and last name and then say I'm in the house and look at the camera there.
Christopher Kenosha, I'm in the house.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you very much. Thank you. All right, 57-54, that is your final here from Shoreland Lutheran. Thank you so much for joining us on Zaleski Sports tonight.